Capricorn Nation, welcome to your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. I hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Capricorn in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus dominant in your natal chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Capricorn, you might find some information in this reading that may resonate. Keep in mind, as you listen to this reading, Capricorn, that there might be certain things that will resonate and certain things that you might want to disregard. Not everything will be your story. Some of the things could be things that you are observing. It could be happening to other people. And sometimes things could be happening with you directly. There might be some things in the reading that you don't recognize, and that's because they haven't had a chance to occur yet. It is a prediction. So keep that in the back of your mind and always listen to the readings with discernment and discretion. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book a reading with me on my website, which happens to be angelicassentionstarot.com. We're always going to discuss sensitive topics. That's not your thing, click off. Take it as a trigger warning, and let's dive into it. Today I have channeled messages. Let's dive right in. Channeled messages begin now. Tri-Valley, Tri-State, Tri-City. The name Maverick. It's right next to the food court. Last minute exit. Welcome to Broward County. Yes, they know. There is a check to deposit. Flagler County, exclamation mark. Warning signs, emoji. Okay, spirit guides gave me the name Mississippi, but it was spelled out. They said Mississippi. I don't know if this is a spelling bee or whatever, but this is how the message was given to me. Preponderance of evidence. T-Mobile. Pour some sugar on me. The name Lola. Bar none. The name Schneider. Veteran. The name Gina. Taco Tuesday. Or / It's Raining Tacos. Private Eye. I'm watching you. A song by Hall & Oates. Maybe somebody's name could possibly be Hall. You could possibly be eating oats. I'm not sure. Black and white. Maybe someone could possibly be biracial. Or maybe something is just that clear. Something is in black and white. The initials DD. They've noticed you walking on IG Live. The state of Alabama. Jane Doe. The states Arizona, Nevada, Chicago, the city of Chicago, the state of Tennessee. So something might be going on, obviously, in the South, because it looks like a lot of that was in the southern region, but we also have Arizona that came up. So something could also be happening on the West Coast right off the bat. We've got a Gemini. Some of you could possibly be dealing with a Gemini. Let's backtrack. Spirit had me shuffle this deck. Reveal the peacock beauty. The peacock is stunning in graceful and proud display. You are too great a beauty. Within you resides a glorious being of light with an ability to create. Your intentions, decisions, and particularly your words are becoming more powerful. Enjoy wise use of your creative power to express the beauty within you, asking for divine blessing upon your plans, projects, and words. So it seems that Capricorn or cross watcher, you could be very attractive. And this could be in a variety of ways. It could be due to your words. This could be you attractive professionally. There could be people that are gravitating to you, wanting to work with you. It seems that your words are powerful. Certain decisions that you're making upon this time, during this period of time, seem like they're very important. And it seems that Spirit is granting you help when it comes to your plans, your projects, or your words. And around this period of time, it seems like your spirit guides are saying that consistency bears fruit. So whatever this is that you're working on, Spirit's saying being consistent with this, something that you're passionate about, is definitely going to bring you peace and stability. So Spirit is definitely telling you to work through these things. And whatever you feel is an issue for you at this particular time, struggling not to call you Gemini, no reading for Capricorn. Gemini usually comes up for your reading, but whatever is going on at this period of time, your spirit guides are saying this is temporary. Now I'm hearing Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you. It seems like you got growth and achievement that's coming in for you, Capricorn. Death, Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords in reverse, all wanted to come out together. Let's go ahead and add that to the spread. It seems like, the guides are definitely talking to you about steady progress, steady persistence over time is going to yield the results that you're looking for. You block somebody, this looks like. So it seems like you've been in survival mode for a minute. Capricorn, we got a card to turn. I'm just going through to see which one of this is. You have the Knight of Wands in reverse that's switched over. Seems like now you're coming out of survival mode. I'm not talking to Pisces, but I hear Pisces. Coming out of survival mode, Capricorn. And now it seems like your gifts are going to the next level. And it seems like you're meant to be of service to other people utilizing your gifts. So around this time, it definitely feels like your spirit guides are telling you to make the best of your potential. Okay, because it seems like there's something that you've been aspiring to do for quite a while. And maybe it's been a bit of a struggle for you. Now it seems like that time is coming to an end, and now you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. Makes sense. With the Death card being one of the first cards out, something is definitely coming to an end. I mentioned to you, I think it's survival mode. I think it's struggle. I think it's some problems that you've been dealing with. I think, as I mentioned to you before, they've been temporary. This is temporary. Yeah. These struggles, they're coming to an end. Of course, you got some gossipers who could be running their mouth. I really don't want to start the reading off that way as if these people hold any sort of significance. But this is definitely going down at work. You have a King of Pentacles that pops up. The messenger at the bottom, it says Taurus. So you could possibly have Taurus placements. And perhaps that's who this is. So this could easily be a Virgo or Capricorn. That might be someone that you blocked, because it definitely feels like either you blocked somebody, this is somebody sent you a message, because you could definitely be the messenger. You could have been the one that sent a message, and somebody could have blocked that message. You could be blocking a message. That's interesting. I did say private eye, I'm watching you. You got the police in the background. No, somebody investigating you for something. Capricorn. I'm trying to figure out how all of this fits together. This looks like somebody is either in jail, is worrying about possibly going back to jail. Let me see how all of this kind of comes together, because it seems like they're showing me bits and pieces of stories here. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. So you blocked somebody. Let's start there. Okay, so I think somebody wants forgiveness. The thing is, let's talk about it. Some of you Capricorn singles, let's talk to you first. You're going through something with your mom. Or maybe your mom wants you to contact her. Spring, Mother, Magu. So that kind of like, my eyes fell on the word mother. Mother's Day is coming up. Maybe you haven't had the best relationship with your mother, Capricorn. Maybe you might be struggling with some issues with your child. So are we talking about a platonic relationship? Well, let's talk about the romantic ones first. Because I did say I want to talk to you singles, especially with the death card being the first card out. Maybe this is a relationship that did end. Maybe it ended on a bad note. Could be with a weed smoker, possibly. Somebody coming back, Capricorn, a cross watcher. Somebody could possibly be moving back in with you. Okay. Definitely, your spirit guides are saying around you at this point in time is deception, singles. Okay. Let's talk about it. We got the context, it's building. Somebody could possibly be catfishing you. Possibly somebody has like a really thin mustache, male or female. Yeah. Um, what's going on in your situation, singles? Yep. Spirit says you're meeting somebody new. Capricorn, somebody new is on the horizon. But spirit guides are saying look before you leap. There could be something about a particular situation that maybe you don't see initially, because it does feel like some of you could be meeting someone. A perfect stranger, obviously, this is a new situation. And I think that this could be you going towards a fire sign. Maybe there's a fire sign that might be keeping your attention, might want your attention. Remember, I showed you this in the spread as I was shuffling. There's a fire sign that's heavily in your energy. This could be somebody you're meeting, coming across, okay? And it seems like maybe some of you, maybe you already have met this person, and maybe you are kind of enjoying some newness, some freshness with this person, okay? Maybe you're kind of talking to this person, getting to know them. Maybe you're not looking for it. I don't know. It seems like somebody's not looking for something serious. Is it you, Capricorn? I don't know. Maybe that's what causes you to feel insecure. Maybe something kind of brings out your insecurities. Maybe you kind of feel insecure, unless this is about maybe what somebody is saying. Now, this is not everyone's story. It's not. But what I will tell you, Capricorn, is that you got some blind spots. There's some things that maybe you don't see about a particular situation that maybe your guides are saying take a closer look at. Do you have something? Maybe you need your glasses. Why do I hear it? Do you need your glasses prescribed? Do you need getting a prescription for your glasses? Maybe you're going, maybe you are an ophthalmologist. Yeah, spirit guides are saying take a closer look at something. Because it definitely feels like for some of you Capricorn, somebody's playing mind games with you. And you may not see this at first because, like I mentioned to you, you're in the honeymoon stage where things seem all good, things seem all great. And somebody's putting their best foot forward to try to impress you, because it definitely feels like you have butterflies in the pit of your stomach, right? When kind of meeting someone, I mentioned to you, you've got some gossip in the background. It comes up not once, but twice now. So again, you guys are saying something could possibly come to an end before it really even begins. Make sure that someone is not married, in a committed situation, possibly, because it definitely feels like somebody is not in a serious situation, or they're not taking a situation seriously. Some of you Capricorns, the deception is that somebody is dealing with you and they're dealing with someone else, possibly and obviously a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. Somebody is already paired with somebody. So this is your spirit guide saying, make sure somebody really is single, Capricorn or cross watcher, because word on the street is somebody is not. But they're acting all lovey-dovey with you, but they're playing games with you. So they're saying, don't get yourself in a situation. And let me remind you, let me repeat myself again. This is not everyone's story, but it's somebody's confirmation. Some of you Capricorns, let's roll this back a bit, yeah? Because this isn't everyone's story. Some of you will go on to get into a new relationship. And yeah, for some of you, this could end well. or you could possibly go on to really have a strong connection with someone. For some of you, that's definitely the story, but that's not who I'm speaking to today. Who I'm speaking to is those of you who you have a blind spot. There's something that you don't see. And this is your spirit guide saying, don't fall for something that might be a facade in your situation, which is why I feel that your guides are saying be discerning when it comes to relationships in your life. Because it seems that obviously, you're looking for sincere relationships. And it seems like for some of you, you've been coming up short, you've been coming up empty. And this is possibly what has you kind of like locking people out. Or it has you kind of like having your heart under lock and key because you've been hurt, you've been deceived before by situations that looked healthy and promising. But now on the back end, now that things have ended, and you're possibly in a position where now you're blocking someone, it seems like this is something that's just really stressing you out, or it's just really on your mind. Possibly has you feeling a bit discouraged about love and feeling like maybe you're not going to meet the one. And maybe kind of having you feeling like, okay, well, am I going to be alone forever? No. It just seems like spirit guides are saying go into a situation with your mind. Again, using discernment. I was going to say with your mind wide open. I think this is with your eyes wide open. Seems like there could be some trauma that could possibly be triggered, or this is what's the glue that's bonding you and someone together, Capricorn, or this is what attracted you to this person energetically, is that. And now it seems like now that these things have been exposed, the reason why you met this person and what have you, it seems like now you're moving on from certain situations. Which is why we have the death card at the beginning of the reading. Something has obviously come to an end. Maybe this was struggle love for you. I think that somebody wants forgiveness, Capricorn, a cross watcher in particular, a fire sign or an earth sign, but it just seems like they're not really coming forward with this apology. But it's possible that for some of you, let me be real with you. As I said, that some of these things are blind spots. These are some things that you don't see. Somebody could possibly be giving you a fake apology to shut you up. Or this is like maybe somebody moved on and they married somebody else. Or they got engaged to somebody else. This could be an engagement ring to shut somebody up. Because it definitely feels like somebody's not committed, Capricorn. So just to keep somebody quiet and keep them out of their ear, they're acting like they're committed, but really when they're out in public without the other partner, with their partner, they're acting like they're eligible, like they're single. And I think some of you that are in this relationship, Capricorn or Crosswatcher, this is what's causing you to feel a bit insecure. Or this is possibly what somebody is gaslighting you into believing that, oh, you're just insecure. You just have your own hangups and issues, but really and truthfully, somebody is doing something behind your back. Like I said, it's somebody's confirmation. For some of you, the issue in this relationship is somebody is prying. This could be somebody's baby mama. This could be somebody's mother. Could be kind of a prying energy in your relationship. And that could be what's adding to the drama. Because it looks like some people are really invasive, kind of nosy Capricorn or Crosswatcher, and maybe they want in on the drama. So this could be words of the wise. Maybe keep certain people out of your business. They don't need to be in it. I mentioned to you that somebody could possibly be behind bars, could be incarcerated, could be in jail, has a history of being in jail. Somebody could possibly be getting out on bond. Somebody might regret their choices, especially if this is something that got somebody caught up in drama or caught up with the law. And that could be the catfish situation. This isn't to say, Capricorn or crosswatcher, that just because somebody has been incarcerated or they have a criminal past that they're a terrible person. That's not the impression that I'm trying to paint at all. But what I am telling you is that we talked about that. There's some information that maybe somebody is not giving you. And by doing your own investigation, remember that was one of the channeled messages, private eye, I'm watching you. So maybe something has you feeling like maybe you need to watch somebody. Maybe this is why the Page of Swords came out so heavily at the beginning of your reading. Maybe you feel the need to watch somebody because you feel like somebody is not who they represent themselves to be. So this is what I'm saying. You could possibly be meeting someone online, Capricorn. Make sure that you're not being catfished. Okay? Because it seems like you might be in for a surprise. Maybe there's something that you didn't see coming. And as I've explained to you several times, there is something that is a blind spot for you. For some of you, the blind spot is that this person might be coming back. Somebody's like, you know what, I effed up. I completely effed up this situation. Your spirit guides are saying they're coming back for the wrong reasons. Or maybe you could possibly feel like somebody got involved with you for the wrong reasons, Capricorn. This is your spirit guides giving you a heads up when it comes to certain situations, Capricorn, so that you're not falling victim to situations and getting caught up in the middle of other people's drama. You could be walking in on situations that you didn't even know this was going on. Like somebody could be married, they could be in a relationship with somebody else. You would have no clue. And now all of a sudden, here you are in the thick of somebody else's drama. This is spirit guide saying use your discernment when it comes to situations so that you are not on the short end of the stick feeling like, okay, I'm completely cynical. I don't believe that true love exists, that sort of thing, because it seems like you, like I mentioned to you before, you come out of situations feeling completely depleted. I mentioned to you, some of you Capricorns, someone is coming back. And I mentioned to you at the beginning of the reading, someone could have possibly sent you a message and you blocked them. Or that could be something that could possibly be coming up this week. Spirit guides say, yes, there is someone trying to reconcile with you. And not in all situations is this a past love relationship where someone is trying to reconcile with you. This could be family members that could be possibly reaching out because remember mentioning to you earlier on in the reading, this could have something to do with your mother-in-law, stepmom, somebody who is like a mother to you. It seems like someone could possibly be coming back. Not only are they coming back, but as I mentioned to you, somebody could possibly be moving back in. There could be somebody that could be going through some financial struggles that could possibly be reaching out to you. Because it looks like somebody's going through some financial situations, unless this is you possibly reaching out to someone. Because it seems like somebody's rent is like out of control. Capricorn, and maybe somebody is kind of struggling to afford their financial situation. For some of you, what's coming to an end is some of you are in the thick of a third party situation. Some of you, you're completely aware of it. That's for this portion. This is what this particular portion of the reading is about. If you already know you're in a third party, somebody has decided to end either their participation in a third party situation, or somebody has ended a relationship that has just been struggling. A relationship has been an uphill climb. And this could be why somebody could possibly be reaching out to you, because now they're no longer involved in that sort of situation. Some of you are leaving the situation yourselves because you're feeling like the situation, you're realizing it's just time to move on from this. So, like I mentioned to you, you're blocking somebody, you're moving on. You're no longer going through an endless cycle of drama with somebody, feeling like you don't know where you fit in their lives. But what I do see, Capricorn, a cross watcher, is that there could be a child that might be caught in the middle of some things that are going on. See how it says turmoil here? 5 of Pentacles. Mercury in Taurus. Taurus is dominating your reading. And I mentioned you at the top of the room. We had the King of Pentacles. Now we have a Queen of Pentacles. There's definitely a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Well, that could definitely be your energy, Capricorn. But I think this could be an earth sign to earth sign relationship. Here, once again, is this fire sign individual, and who joined your reading is a Scorpio. This could be a Pisces. Could be a Cancer. Spirit guides are saying something about your situation is hidden. Somebody could be hiding another person. I think we've already established that. We talked about there being a third party. Let's go ahead and zero in on what might be going on for you in particular in this. Why am I hearing third week of May? Some third week of May that's Gemini season. It's when Gemini comes in. Gemini is also dominating your reading. So you could be getting a job. We could be hearing back from a job, especially if there's been a delay with you hearing back from work. Maybe by the third week of May, something might be playing out for you. Got some debt that maybe you're worried about. You could be paying this off. Something is going on online for you. Yeah, and definitely a Taurus. Careful that you're not kind of carelessly tumbling over something. Capricorn, you might trip over something. Be careful that you're not getting some sort of like an ankle injury. I noticed what was under the channeled messages. They've seen you walking around. I think one of the channeled messages should have been shuffling gait. Gait, spelled G-A-I-T. Somebody shuffle. Somebody is walking maybe with a limp, or maybe they shuffle when they walk. Sagittarius comes up. Some of you, you're walking away. You're leaving. You're cutting this off. Yes. Unless this is something that has already happened. Some of you, it seems like you're separating from someone. You're definitely taking a step back from a relationship. Maybe you just need some time to think. Yeah, maybe you have been waiting for someone to get in touch with you. And I think somebody's been going through a depression. Capricorn, a cross watcher. You've been waiting for someone to get in touch with you because, as I mentioned to you, somebody sent a message out. Someone's not responding. Well, this week somebody might be responding. So I don't know how that is. It's either maybe you blocked them or you didn't block them in all, you know what I mean, in all possible ways of them being able to get in contact with you. Some of you have a restraining order. Maybe that's what's blocking a situation, because I see a legal situation possibly blocking communication between you and someone. So someone could possibly be coming in contact with you. Somebody that you feel extremely hurt by. Or maybe that's what this interaction kind of brings. It brings you down. It maybe puts you in a position where you feel like you have to defend yourself. Somebody could possibly be reaching out to you for a favor, Capricorn, a cross watcher. It might come at a time where you feel like your finances are not where you can maybe extend a hand here to maybe help someone. Yeah, so if you have had an argument with someone, in particular a Sagittarius, Sag comes up twice, really 3 times. Yeah, so Sag is a dominant energy in your reading as well. It seems like you're settling something with someone, Capricorn. Somebody doesn't want to fight any longer. They come in peace. They know that maybe you're fixated on all the things that went wrong. Maybe you're just kind of fixated on the memories of things that were kind of, like I said, unfair to you. And maybe this is your focus. This is what keeps you focused and keeps you from going back, is staying fixated on what didn't go right, so that you're not repeating this whole cycle of hurt, of disappointment. And maybe right now you're in a place You're in a state of mind where you're like, I don't even want to be friends with this person. You might not even see friendship as an option around this period of time. Reason being is that somebody is just so distant at this point in time is because somebody doubts someone's sincerity and somebody is looking for something completely different. They're like, I want sincere relationships. So it feels that somebody is blocking someone in attempt to move on, to cut and let go and move on with their lives. Some of you, you're distancing yourself from friends, repeating cycles with friends type of thing, deceptive friends. And maybe you're realizing that it's time to maybe go deal with some baggage, especially this baggage that accumulated from possibly being in this relationship with someone. Like I said, your thoughts, it looks like they're moving a mile a minute. And this week, you might feel like you have to kind of silence your thoughts, unless this is somebody's thoughts about you, because it looks like somebody is looking for a version of you everywhere and other people. Meaning maybe they might be dating replicas of you, lookalikes of you, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're someone and they're looking for, like I said, somebody that's a close resemblance of you type of thing. If this is a family relationship, it seems like somebody could have possibly abandoned a family, maybe for their lifestyle. And it seems like this is what the turmoil is about. You could have been raised in a household where maybe there was a lot of fighting, a lot of turmoil, or what have you, where this is what's going on with a kid in the household, going through something right about now. Maybe there is a kid that maybe feels like they can't really express how they feel, maybe to their parent or whatever. Somebody may have said some things that they really didn't mean. It seems that this is somebody having regrets about things now. Somebody wishes that they could take back their words, because maybe you are remembering every particular detail of that day. So maybe for some of you, this is a parent-child relationship. Maybe you didn't have the best relationship with a parent growing up, in particular, as I mentioned to you, a mother. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe your mother was particularly distant. Maybe you felt like you couldn't really break a barrier with a parent growing up. Maybe this is like surrogacy. You're looking for surrogate family members that maybe you didn't feel like you had growing up. I don't know. But that's kind of what I see. There's a parent here that might feel like maybe they want to give a child advice, but maybe they feel like this child, like their words kind of fall on deaf ears. When it seems like you have a different version of events, you might feel like you're giving your child advice. They might feel like you're doing nothing but lecturing them. So this might be where it's kind of, can you turn that light back on, please? Can you turn that light back on? This might be where you're feeling like your words go in one ear, out the other type of thing. Capricorn. So you could possibly, even if it's not a child, you could be giving someone what you feel is sound advice, and someone could possibly be deciding to do the opposite. Dealing with somebody that you might feel has an addiction. Or this could be someone's addiction that possibly puts them back in jail, Capricorn. Either somebody, like I said, or they have a history with incarceration. It could be because of an addiction. This could also be somebody possibly getting in touch with you. Let's move on to some other area of your life, Capricorn. Let's see if something else comes up. Looks like you've been experiencing some delays, especially when it comes to your money or some sort of success that you're looking for, Capricorn. It seems like something is getting ready to happen. You might be receiving a breakthrough in some area of your life, especially when it comes to work. I talked to you at the beginning about feeling like you're in survival mode and consistency being something that's very important for you this week, because it seems like you have the ability to achieve something, especially if we're talking about something academic. Because it seems like some of you are very book smart, or you're definitely going for some sort of diploma. You have a scholarly goal in mind, and it seems like you're more than capable of making something happen. And whatever was blocking you, seems like you're able to move past this now. You could be getting some advice from some trusted people. Maybe it's a counselor in school. Or as I mentioned to you, that advice is being given, but maybe somebody's not listening. Yeah, there could be some wise counsel that could be. Maybe this is somebody seeing something in hindsight. Like somebody is like, wow, they gave me some good advice, but I didn't listen. And now look at my predicament, that type of thing. Some of you are moving. We talked about that. You could possibly be moving back in. I don't know if you're moving back in with your mom. Who's moving back in, spirit guides? Because it seems like maybe your lease has ended or a contract at work has ended. And now it definitely feels like it's time to move. So this could be you house hunting. And maybe you haven't had the best of luck, Capricorn. Because maybe it's a legal situation that's following you. Or it's a credit situation that's following you. Especially if you owe a balance type of thing. Something's on your mind. Because your thoughts are moving a mile a minute. Maybe you're worried about a background check. Maybe you're worried about a lot of things. You're worried about, okay, am I moving in the right direction? Am I making the right choices? Especially financially, because it seems like for a minute you've been hurting financially. I feel that something is coming up to level things up. This could be, like as I mentioned to you before, a job offer. You could be signing on the contract, the dotted line for something. Maybe you are a realtor. Maybe you sell homes. This could be you, what am I trying to say? Making a deal with somebody, leveling up financially. You could be working with someone, collaborating with someone. I feel like this is your house situation, your housing situation. Ooh, Capricorn. I see some other stuff, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, but let's keep on this good news, okay? Let's keep talking about this for a minute. Because this looks like this is something you've been waiting for, especially if maybe you've come off from a job where you feel that you were underpaid. Or this could even be you feeling like maybe at your current job, you're kind of selling yourself short. And maybe it's time to move on to something else. So it seems like you're landing a contract, yes? And this seems like this is, as I mentioned to you before, something that levels you up. But spirit guides are saying, you know what? Make sure that you read what's on that contract. Not to say that something about this could be shady or whatever, but in some cases, perhaps something could be. So this is your spirit guide saying instinct. When it comes to anything work related, here's this bee again. I keep seeing bees. Springtime. Yeah, maybe this is you being busy. I mentioned to you that there's a lot of gossip going on about you. Speculation, Capricorn. Since we're talking about addiction, somebody might feel like, okay, somebody's on something. You know what I mean? We talked about that before, about gossip. Somebody could possibly be going to work buzzed. Capricorn. That could be what somebody, that could be what word on the street is about, okay? Because like I mentioned to you, somebody wants to know the tea about you. If it is you going to court for something? It seems like you have the ability to beat this case, Capricorn. But if this has something to do with stipulations, such as the court wants you to take a class or they want you to go to AA or something like this, it seems like something like this would be absolutely necessary for you to beat this case. It seems like there's certain things that you might have to do, right? That you might have to agree to or this sort of thing in order to make a situation go well. Whatever the case, it seems like it's worth it. Spirit guides are saying have the utmost confidence in what it is that you're doing, especially if there's something about yourself that you're trying to change. Some of you, maybe you're trying to change your relationship. I think you're trying to change your relationship with money, really. And this is where I think that there's a turnaround because I mentioned to you at the top of the reading. that whatever challenge you've been going through, it appears to be temporary. But again, it feels like there are certain things that you might have to do to make this temporary. Okay, because it looks like there's some sort of goal that you have, achievement that you have. And maybe it's been an uphill climb, but it seems like it's definitely worth it. And I was telling you earlier that consistency bears fruit with something that you're working on, even if something kept you still for a minute. For some of you, hear me clearly, some of you, what's keeping you still is the fact that somebody is targeting you at work. You might feel like the target of something, but I definitely feel like if there's a goal that you have in mind, you're able to hit your target. You could possibly be shopping at Target. As I mentioned to you, opportunities open up for you around this period of time. And I mentioned to you earlier, another time marker is around the 3rd week of May. So if you have not heard back from a job, this seems like your spirit guides are saying, hold on, you got some things getting ready to happen. Let's talk about it. So it seems like somebody is looking to expose you, or the truth of something that is hidden becomes exposed, Capricorn. As I mentioned to you, there's gossip. This could be someone thinking that they're exposing you. Perhaps they are. Who knows what the case might be? Because as I mentioned to you, you might have a different version of the story than somebody else's. So chances are maybe this isn't the truth. Maybe it is. Word on the street, Capricorn, not that it really matters, but we're talking about background information and people running their mouth. People feel like you've gone through some hardships that, especially, it seems like people are kind of focused on what your money looks like. Because people might feel that you're broke, Capricorn. People are under the impression that you're going through it. And just like I said before, it doesn't matter if this is true or false. This is just people's speculations. It's like spirit guides are saying, be aware of what's being said around you. Since we're talking about instincts and people's true motives, this seems like for whatever reason, this is something that's going on at work. Because this feels like, in some instances, Capricorn, this could be people smiling in your face, and spirit guides say yes. Leave your usual social circles behind. Not in all cases. I'm not speaking to every Capricorn out there, but as I've mentioned to you, this is meant to be somebody's confirmation. Something about the people that you're hanging out with, people you're spending time with, especially if we're talking about work. It seems like you obviously spend a lot of time at work, Capricorn. Some of you do, some of you don't. Maybe some of you work from home. Whatever the case happens to be, something about your social circles. Maybe that's what's being exposed. And maybe this is you possibly backing away and cutting certain people off. You might be noticing a lot of birds around you as well, Capricorn. Birds of a feather flock together anyway. I mentioned to you your financial situation levels up, especially if this is you being a business owner, an entrepreneur, or this is something that you aspire to become. It seems like there's a lot of potential with you maybe going in this direction, Capricorn, a cross watcher. Let's talk about your money for a second, since people think that they know what's going on with your money and such. No, I think I talked about that for a minute. I think I made that kind of clear. I mentioned to you that there could be opportunities that could be coming through. This could be opportunities at work. This could be a promotion for some of you. This could be a new position opens up. There could be an opening at a company that maybe you want to be at. Others of you, I mentioned to you, you own a business. Business may be picking up for you. Capricorn, a cross watcher. And as soon as I say that, here comes the devil. That would be your energy. It does represent Capricorn, but in this situation, I don't know. Something could possibly be motivated by greed, or I mentioned to you, somebody is targeting you. This might be somebody that you socialize with, Capricorn, a cross watcher. Somebody might be after something that you're trying to build. So let's rewind a minute, yeah? We were talking about at the top of the reading sincere relationships. This could be people that you're working with, like we talked about. So this is spirit guide saying something might be revealed about something that maybe you didn't see, but your intuition was trying to tell you, because it seems like your intuition and your thoughts won't be quiet about it. Your guides are saying, pay attention to it. It seems like it's very important. Something that your guides are trying to tell you. Something might sting, Capricorn or cross watcher, but it looks like in the end you get justice. This could be somebody trying to step on your neck to get to the next level, okay? Because I mentioned to you, there's greed in this situation. Because it looks like you're busy. It looks like around this period of time, Capricorn or cross watcher, you might be booked and busy. We talked about somebody watching you. Before we talk about that, I want to talk to you about procrastination, because I was mentioning to you that there's a blessing that's coming in. There's this window of opportunity that could bring in a windfall of you if you can stay focused. But we're going to talk about procrastination. We're going to be talking about your schedule and this type of thing. It seems like something has you distracted. So be mindful of procrastination, okay? Especially around this period of time, because as I mentioned to you, something could really level you up. Something that maybe you're wanting to change could really take place. But like I said, it really depends on you. Since we're talking about who's watching you, let's go all in. Let's see who this is. Capricorn, who is so interested and invested in what the heck you're doing. But I did mention something about online and such a thing as this. So again, if you're online, it would make sense that people are watching you. The Tower. Who is this? I told you. Someone is targeting you, trying to expose you. Possibly this could be some gossip we talked about. Here we go. The devil made me do it. And then we got the devil over here. You could have somebody trying to mastermind a situation. Okay, I know. I was saying I wanted to see who's watching you. And as we go down the rabbit hole, I don't even think I want to keep going. But yeah, obviously somebody wants to watch you fall. Because you are leveling up and somebody sees your potential, Capricorn, it definitely feels like somebody does not want you to reach your potential. I kind of don't even want to know. I don't even think I want to see, but I guess I already started it, yeah? So spirit guys, let's keep going. Who is possibly watching Capricorn? Seems like your neighbors could be watching you. I hope you're not getting in a violent relationship, Capricorn. Maybe that's the reason for this whole legal situation. It could be DV, especially if somebody's had a bit too much liquor. Seems like it might bring out the worst in somebody. So who's watching you since we're talking about this? Especially if you had a past with someone, a legal, something where the cops had to get called and there's such a thing. And like I said, if you have a restraining order on somebody, they're watching you. They're watching you from the sidelines, especially because they can't talk to you. If this is you, let's say this, Capricorn, if you are in a violent relationship with somebody's watching you. Well, let's go back. If you're in a violent relationship with somebody, first of all, somebody committed a crime, it definitely feels like there's a witness. Somebody saw something. But if you are in this type of relationship, your spirit guides are saying, get out of this. This is no way to live. Saying get out of it before it's too late. I didn't know this reading was going to get this heavy, Capricorn. Yeah. So it's been established. Yes. Somebody's watching you. Who is this that's watching, Capricorn? Never mind. As I continue to ask that question, the answers continue to be revealed. So it's like the plot thickens. Somebody is watching you from the sidelines, especially if you, like I said, you do something on social media, you're in the limelight, you're on TV, you come up as the messenger. So I feel that maybe there is something that you say, maybe you're an activist or something such as this, Capricorn. Somebody's watching. Not all of this is bad. Let's stress that. Okay? Not all of this is bad press, right? Because it looks like people are watching you, they're into whatever it is that you're doing. But there's obviously a hater. There's some people that are hate watching you, spreading rumors about you, possibly hating on your appearance. Because let's talk about it, let's roll it back. We talked about that at the beginning of the reading, that you come across as very attractive to people. Either it's your message, it could be your outer beauty, or it's just your personality. There's something that's very striking about you. And there are people that are kind of in your reading, I guess that you would call them competitors. Not that you were intentionally trying to compete with people, but it seems like people might see you as somebody who is in the lead. I don't know, or somebody who is leveling up. Who is Capricorn in the reading? Why are people so pressed about you? Well, it seems like you got a lot of knowledge, Capricorn. It seems like you're very focused, very creative. I don't know. Some people might feel like you hold a lot of power. Or that maybe you're very anointed. I don't know. Because I'm trying to figure out why would somebody go through all these measures. And here we are focusing on it again. So yeah, it looks like somebody does this on a daily basis. It's like part of their routine. They're like, let me see what you posted. Let me see what this heifer is talking about, that type of thing. Like somebody obviously doesn't like you, Capricorn. Not that it matters, but it definitely feels like spirit wants you to know who is in your surroundings, since we're talking about instinct and all. But as I mentioned to you, somebody could be watching you around your house. I think that this is a neighbor. I think sometimes Capricorn or cross watchers, you might feel that you're being paranoid about this, about watching and such, because it definitely feels like there are eyeballs on you, and it definitely feels like the amount of people that are watching you begins to increase, especially, like I said, as you convey this message and you continue to be the messenger in the situation. People are definitely watching you. And I think that maybe this present awareness situation is that you're completely aware of who these individuals are that are around you, even though some of these people prefer to keep their identity hidden. It just seems like you're able to see through things, or you see what you need to see. This could definitely be you seeing something, Capricorn. Because it seems like this is what your spirit guides want you to know. They want you to be aware of certain things that are playing out. Like I said, not to give it too much power or too much attention, or to allow it to take up too much of your day. But again, because they want you to see who is around you, who might be not who you think they are. But yeah, amongst the people that are watching are the haters. It just seems like people, but like I said, not all of them are. People are binge watching something that you bring to the table. They're interested. But just know, amongst the people that are watching are the haters. And what they're watching is you winning. So even though there might be, I mentioned to you at the top of the reading, something that you're going through is temporary. Something may have been bringing you down. Circumstances may have been kicking your ass. But you're coming out of it, Capricorn, right? Because it seems like something has just been you've been going through something for a while. And now it definitely feels like you're cleansing your energy. And it definitely feels like there were people in the background that were plotting on your downfall. Regardless, Capricorn or cross watcher, it feels like you have the ability to come out of this. It doesn't matter how many candles they light, what sort of energy they send to you. It still seems like you have the ability to rise and protect yourself. So this is your guide saying protect your energy. Capricorn or cross watcher, it just seems like somebody is gunning for you. As usual. You hear my baby in the background. He's okay. He's not by himself. Holy Spirit, what is the advice for the Capricorn nation for the next 7 days? All is in perfect timing. Spirit guide said, take this one. It's right on the top. This is it. It's time to take action now. I will be there to help you every step of the way. You see how this door is wide open? Whatever was blockage to you before, this seems like spirit guides are saying the door is wide open. They got it. Now something is happening in perfect timing. This is the right time, right place, right situation. Things begin to come together for you. The things that were just frustrating you before, and it was feeling like nothing was working, Capricorn. You were feeling very disappointed. You were feeling like your back was against the wall. Spirit guides are telling, because you did have to sit still for a minute, or something just seemed like it wasn't moving. Maybe it was you, maybe you weren't, maybe you're very sedentary. Now feels like circumstances begin to move. You are protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. Whatever this is, like I said, where you felt insecure, maybe certain circumstances triggered your insecurities. Maybe that was all you could think about. Or maybe there's something you aspire to do, but because of your insecurities, this is what's keeping you away from it. Spirit guides are saying, continue to move forward. Stay the course, Capricorn. For some of you, this is with school. Stay within, keep going with your courses. Don't panic. This is interesting. I was talking to you at the top of the reading about feeling like you're on the wrong path. Spirit says you are not on the wrong path. You're just having a bumpy start. Learn from your experiences and keep going. You guys say keep going, Capricorn, especially if this has something to do with your purpose. And you might feel like you're having all of these obstacles and you're like feeling like, for what? Why does this keep happening? You're like, do my spirit guides hear me? Your spirit guides say, absolutely. It's your purpose. Keep going. There are certain people, we talked about that you might have to leave behind on this journey. And the people that are sincerely for you, it seems like you might be drawing closer to these individuals around this period of time, but you're definitely calling a spade a spade. Whatever you didn't see presently, it feels like your guides are saying, now you can see what you may not have seen before. But back to this whole thing about your purpose. I am guiding you toward your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. So confirmation, once again, whatever you aspire to do, this is your calling. Spirit guides want you to know. They want you to get your power back. Because for a moment, Capricorn, a cross watcher, it feels like you were down for the count. You felt defeated. You've forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Your guys are saying you don't have to be a victim of circumstances. Your guys are saying get your power back. Yep, you are here to be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Share your light on the world so that others can hear from you. We talked about that at the top of the reading, that you are a messenger. With that Capricorn across watcher, this concludes your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. If you'd like to book a personal, you can do so by heading to my website, which happens to be angelicascensionstarot.com. Thank you, Capricorn and cross watchers, for tuning in. Have a beautiful, productive, and beautiful week. I'll see y'all in the next